The continuous attacks in Benue need to be tackled head-on, as insurgents have continued to cause havoc in the state. This week, suspected armed herders invaded two communities in Gwe West and Akpa local government areas of Benue State, killing no fewer than 43 people. In the Sunday attacks, the suspected armed herders stormed Share and Swam, a suburb of Naka town, and shot indiscriminately, leading to loss of lives. The insecurity in the state has prompted the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, to temporarily relocate to Makurdi, the Benue State capital, due to the incessant killings of innocent villagers by herders and militia groups. Further findings revealed that the Army Chief also ordered the deployment of more troops to the state to give the militia and other armed groups terrorizing the people the butt of their lives. Joining us on this show this morning to discuss the security situation, the presence of the military chief, and partnership with the state government to help their fight against the insurgents in the state is Omale Oga Matthew, Commissioner for Power and Transportation, Benue State. Welcome to the morning show, Mr. Matthew. Good to have you here.
Yeah, good morning to you, Mr. Abati, and your team at the studio.
Good morning. Thank you very much indeed.
Good morning, Nigeria, and it's nice having this interface with us again.
Well, very quickly, I mean, if you could just, as a person on the ground, they say, there's the man who is in the arena that feels it. Could you just give us again, a description of the crisis that the people of Benue State are facing as a result of these incessant killings? And what you think of the relocation of the Chief of Army Staff to the theater of action to provide leadership, inspire confidence, and build trust among the people? He has been there now for a few days. Any difference?
All right. Let me say a very big thank you for this time out and the opportunity to us, the good people of Benue State, the government of Benue State, ably led by His Excellency Dr. Hyacinth Omale, who is steering the ship and managing the entire situation, including that of insecurity in Benue State. My name is Honorable Barrister Omale, Commissioner for Power, Renewable Energy and Transport. Incidentally, from Akpa local government, one of the two local government that was hit in this last attack by these invaders. Again, it is correct that the state of insecurity predates this administration of Hyacinth Omale. We have lived with them, we have lived with this in recent times, and at the time we came in laboriously, the government of Hyacinth Omale has been able to manage the situation and bring it to a very minimal level, notwithstanding the incessant incidents as recorded, even that of the recent one involving Naka in a community in Ediku, in Akpa local government, respectively. The states of insecurity in the states before the assumption of office of His Excellency then will have a flashpoint of about Nasi assumed the throne of leadership in Benue State. He was able to assemble a team, and then being one of his core concern and contractual engagement with the people of Benue State at the time, he was asking for their mandate. He promptly see to it that the state of insecurity is brought to the barest minimal, and under his watch, we began to notice, a drop down from the 9 flashpoint to about 6 and eventually 4. And as we speak now, it's picking up because of the recent regrouping and launch of unwarranted attacks by these marauders and invaders of our lands. So far, so good. We can say that the government is on top of it. He has realigned Benue State government to the federal government, and hence we can enjoy federal government presence in Benue State, and also collaborating and partner with the Benue State government in the management of the state of insecurity that that is besieging us as a people.
Okay.
That has led spuriously the state government to do interface with the several security formation at the national, be it at the defense headquarters, and then the national security advisor, and all other security apparatus there are in Nigeria.
Okay, Mr. Matthew,
And under his watch, we have also recorded...
Right. I'd like to delve deeper into the inclusion of, this collaboration you now have with the center, especially as you mentioned with defense headquarters, the arrival of the Chief of Army Staff. And you mentioned APA earlier, and we know that the women of APA have been protesting. Now, one of their requests in their protests is they're saying that the military should be withdrawn from their local government area and from around the vicinities. So I would love for you to unpack what are the intricacies around this issue, because you have the military coming to try and stem the tide of insecurity, but you have the women of the communities saying that the military have become complicit in some of the crimes that are happening, and they want to withdraw. So can you try and just break down what is really at play? Because these issues are conflicting to us.
Oh, yes. There is no way we cannot appreciate the role of the military in managing or attempting to manage the state of insecurity that we currently experience in our states and in some of these flash points of local government, to which APA local government, my own local government, is one of the worst hit in recent time. And I confirm that the women, youths, and the entire leadership of APA local government has brought to our attention, even before the protests, a sense complexity on the side of the military, whose primary responsibility is to also protect our people, lives, and property. The military that were in our place, particularly in our local government, who were carrying out their lawful duty, intercepting some these youths. There is this allegation that one of our young chap died under the hands of the military. That matter is under investigation as to the costs for arrest and why with the military and why did he have to die. And then we have also listened to the account of on the side of the military to why that situation happened. The military formation have also dispatched a troop to do investigation from Makurdi and Abuja respectively. We are still awaiting the outcome of these happenings. The youth, women of APA were all out and then pushing the position that they no longer need the presence of the military. Is at the level of their understanding of the role of the military and the desirability of having the military around in such a times. Are there complexity? Yes. Complexity, such as the case of, a young man dying under their watch. And then we had received reports from the community that there are several times that these invaders will come and a call will be put to the military, and their response will be either after these invaders must have caused havoc and have retreated, and then the military will show to help evacuate diseased and also, in some other breath, prevents the locals in the attempt to protecting their own selves in their lands. But let me use this occasion, as I agree completely with the expression of the women and the youths of APA local government, and that seemingly is the reflection of an ordinary man around the street. We have the understanding that the presence of the military will ward off this invader, but regrettably, we kept seeing the surging of these invaders and their activities around our line, causing loss of lives and property. But again, I will not express, the true position of things without sending strong words of, condolence and appreciation to the military formation, because in the course of protecting our own land, in particular our local government, we have recorded cases where about 4 of them lost their life attempting to protect our people.
There's also the politics side to it.
I can't say, but I understand that they are playing their role, and all that we need to do is to bridge the gap in educating and conscientizing our people. They expect that when they come and the invaders troop into our community, they should engage them, and if not, prevent them from entering our community. That they are not seeing is the bane for which you are seeing this reaction. So we need to do some more enlightenment. We need to do some more stakeholders engagement. That will be the community as well as, the military formation, to bring to their attention again the expectation of the natives, to the extent to which we expect that they will protect and even prevent the invader in the first place from accessing our community, to causing loss of lives and property.
Let's talk about the political angle to it. They say the governor's relationship with the APC has been strained. They say he doesn't agree with many APC key stakeholders in the states. They say that's one problem. That might also be affecting things. There's also the case of different local militia groups that are also operating within the states, that are having actions and counteractions. Because what we see is that a lot of the blame comes every time to headsmen. But we are also hearing that different local militia groups within the state are also fomenting violence. Can you speak to that? Can you even highlight some of these groups that you might have heard of within the state that are causing this violence? And the governor also has a strained relationship with his fellow APC members in the state. How that is also adding and fueling all of this crisis. Because there's been call in some quarters for state of emergency.
All right.
But we don't want to amplify those calls. There's been call in some quarters for state of emergency in the states.
All right. Of course, the issue of political environment and its intricacies are very normal in the political space, and Benue State is not an exception. Politics being a game of interests that aggregates several and diverse people who have their shared interest and opinion on how things should be done, will necessarily generate some conflict or differences, as the case might be. That is what we're currently experiencing in APC in Benue State. But I can tell you and confirm to you that His Excellency the Governor of Benue State, Reverend Dr. Hyacinth Omale, as the leader of APC in Benue State and under his watch, has very well brought every of these interests to the table and managing it to the best of his ability. But again, as a political player and was one who have stayed around the space for a reasonable time, I can understand again that the sheer ground for this perceptional representation that the governor is not with APC in Benue State, or that is not managing APC, or APC is not under his control in the state is not a statement of truth and can never be a true representation of what we experience here in Benue State. What is accounting for this, that we can begin to hear some other players in the APC fold, largely is because they have not come to terms or realized that there is a shift in leadership and that a new sheriff is in town. APC is a party that aggregates all shades of interest, like I said, and by our structural arrangement and formation. Because every one of them that speaks or now say that APC is under the leadership of His Excellency is not leading or is not driving us or bringing the necessary cohesion, are missing the point. I say so because of all of them, including anyone who says so or sits in Abuja and says so. I pride as one of the oldest members of this party, and I can tell us that we have watched from opposition into when we got into government with the then governor, or Tom, by APC programming and principle, the governor is the leader of the party in the respective states. And that of Benue State cannot be an exception. It is for those who were former governors or those who rode under the back of the governor to whatever political position they are to acknowledge in this fact that there can only be one political leader in the political party of APC, and it rested and versed squarely on the table on the seat of the governor and subscribed themselves to this leadership that the governor is providing as per the manifesto and the constitution of the party APC, then we can all be fine. It is within this contestation that these differences are brewed, where some people see themselves as overlords. And we bring that contestation to a close that is a misnomer. It's only if they can accept the reality that, oh, the leadership of the party and the government is in the hand of the governor, then we can all be fine. But I can tell us, so far so good, the governor is doing well. And to say that the governor is not in alignment with the party is not also correct. We have seen repeatedly a very cordial relationship with the governor of Benue State and the leadership of the party, the membership of the National Working Committee of our party, who are the administrator of the party, enjoy a very cordial relationship with His Excellency the Governor and the government of Benue State. This I can attest to by their visit and participation at all state program and events. And then they have also come at several and diverse times, passing a vote of confidence on the governor of Benue State, reaffirming the position of the party on His Excellency the Governor of Benue State as the leader of the party in Benue State. It is only at the point where those who are in political position, either at the Senate or at the House of Rep or at the House of Assembly, come to the terms that this is the position of the party, then we will not be having this kind of context. And again, let me quickly douse the call.
Yes. Go ahead. But I want to also move to the question.
Let me quickly douse the call for
state of emergency.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So that was the call on state of emergency.
On a state on the call
go to the local militia group, highlight what is really happening. Because we've just been hearing herdsmen, but a lot of people are saying that's not the case. And there are also local militia groups. And please, if you can do that quickly because of time. Thank you.
All right, yeah. The does not have any base, does not have any constitutional consideration for that call. It is ill-intended, put together by those who feels that, oh, they are not, their views or their position as it used to be traditional with their attitude or understanding of governance in Benue State have shifted. The ones who are putting themselves, if it is coming from any quarter or anybody, then that must be enemy of the state and those who do not mean well for the state. And by the way, state of emergency is not proclaimed for the call of it. We are a constitutional democratic nation. And by constitutional democracy, there are grounds for which a state of emergency can be considered and proclaimed. We will not, under our watch, or even as a people of the country, have on a willy-nilly that some group of people are not happy with a particular, the face of a particular governor, will want to begin to hit the street and call for state of emergency. Are there grounds that can sustain the call for state of emergency in Benue State as we speak? The answer is no. Is state of emergency, declare or proclaim on the strength of, some group of people who feels are not on the scope, calling for it? And the answer is no. As a lawyer, I can tell us, if one ground for state of emergency exists in Benue State, why not? But as we speak now, there are no basis for it. The situation in Benue State is not any different, and we can see the charge and control by the executive governor of Benue State, Reverend Dr. Hyacinth Omale. Every part of the state is carrying on normally with their lawful business and duty, Are there skirmishes of attacks here and there by these invaders? Yes. Is the government alive to her responsibility? Yes. Are the three arms of government in Benue State working and functioning as a government jointly for the benefit of the people of Benue State? Yes. So then, under what score will that call be justified? I see no reason for it, and it's just to advance a not very well thought out plan and good intention for the people of Benue State, and should be disregarded ultimately by every good concerned person, including the highest of authority there are in Nigeria. And quickly, to the issue of militias and then the gathering of unscrupulous elements in Benue State, also taking part in the current situation that we find ourselves. Yes, I can tell you that, each time we have this kind of scuffle or this kind of crisis situation or insecurity in a country or in a state like Benue State, there are a whole lot of diverse representation as to what is happening. Are they militial? But I do know that long before now, there has been some activities of, unscrupulous element within the state, and that the government at diverse time has also brought them under control. We are seeing under the watch of the governor, Hyacinth Omale, midwifing through the hands of the Bishop of Katsina Diocese, where those who took to armed robbery or gangster activity submitting themselves. Okay. And since that time, we record, a down throw.
Okay, as we begin to round up now, we've had a good description of the problem and of the concerns. What, in your opinion, will be the solutions? We've had many committees on conflict resolution, on crisis resolution, set up over the years by successive administrations. What do you think we can do to have peace in Benue State and maybe also in the whole of that region, Plateau and all of that? What is the missing link that these conflicts are recurring?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Abati. Yes, again, let me quickly, in an attempt to providing or providing solution to where we are managing the state of insecurity in Benue State, and by extension to every other part of the country in Nigeria, to douse or put the issue in perspective, that the visit of the Chief of Defense Staff to Benue State was not a relocation to Benue State, that he came on an operational visit, and upon his visit, he had a closed-door meeting with His Excellency, the Governor of Benue State, and then proceeded to also have an expanded one with the security heads, and then informed the governor and the people of Benue State that he was going to visit the scene of event to have an on-the-spot assessment of the situation. And to that, he went to Naka, and there he closed his visit. And the next day, he took his exit out of Benue State, and I can assure you that he should be in his office in Abuja as we speak, and in any other part of the country that this work takes him to. He brought goodwill and brought a message of solace and succor to the people of Benue State, and that of reassurance, of doubling the presence of his people, and also took the message of the Benue people back to his formation that, there is a need for proper orientation and engagement by the military formation in an attempt to managing the state of insecurity in Benue and in any part of the state. My quick solution, or my quick recommendation for how this situation can be managed would be that of, intensive and sincere stakeholder engagement, where truth will be put to the table and fault will be accepted by all concerned, and then there will be a reconciliation by everybody. And at the point that we are now, we cannot resolve it by, fierce engagement of one another. I can see what is termed to be a reprisal attack. It started from header farmers crisis, and now it has gone into banditry, it has gone into kidnapping, it has gone into raping and all other form of criminalities. So therefore, a non-kinetic means might not necessarily bring us to a peaceful situation where all will live at peace with one another. So my recommendation would be for a sincere roundtable engagement where protocols can be established, where we can also monitor ourselves to observe these rules. All right? We are a country governed by a constitution, regulated by other international relationships that allow for movement, all right, and that allow for carrying out of free trade by every consign. This understanding must be put on the table. It cannot be resolved by a reprisal attack, by mobilizing the headers, transforming into a gangstery group or bringing in militia to contending with the situation that we find ourselves. The government must quickly set up a table where we will sincerely speak truth to where we are. Can they carry out the business of animal rearing? Can it be carried out or conducted in a very civilized manner? If yes, then that can be taught and the people can be schooled to understand so that we can live together as a peaceful citizen of Nigeria or that of international communities that find themselves in Nigeria for the purpose of doing business.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Omale. Holding talks. We've had many of these talks without any results, but you recommend, more talks. We hope someday action will follow those talks and we'll get solutions. Thank you very much indeed.